There we go. Awesome. And then I'm going to pop up, open in browser. Perfect. Oh, I'm a very sleepy boy today. Bear with me. We're going to have a good time. This is going to be a fun one. But I am tired as heck. Hope everybody's having a good week. This is gonna be. I'm excited about this new time slot. What's up, Alok? Or Alok? Tell me how to say your name. I appreciate you joining the stream. It's good to have you here. We're gonna get started in about 5 minutes. Oh, I need to turn my gain down also. So how do I turn the gain down? Tell me if that's better, because I think that should be a little bit better. How's everybody doing? I am just exhausted. Today's going to be really fun. Today's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about launching a product and how that might kind of function. So, because I've been reading a bunch about how to do this, because I'm going to be doing this on a small scale with a few of my products related to EntrepreNerd. And we're going to see what I've learned, what we can learn. We're going to read a couple of little articles. We're going to go over some examples, right? And then I'm going to try to plan a little bit out of what I'm planning on doing in front of you, right? So you can kind of understand what process I'm going through, even if it's just a beginner level process, right? So hopefully that's helpful. I'm interested. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I am live. Let's go check that out. Sup, look. Looks like you're all up to some awesome stuff. I'm checking out your profile. This is so early, man. This is noon. It is noon right now. Why am I up? I usually wake up at noon. Sometimes I'll wake up at 2 p.m. COVID has just allowed me to wake up later. That's really all it's done. It's a problem. Oh. Hope everybody's doing well. What do we got? People are commenting. Oh. I wonder if anybody will join. I wonder if this time slot works, because I've done this time slot before. People seem to like it, but we'll see. We will absolutely 100% see. Oh. All right. We'll wait a few more minutes. Wait for some people to join, and then we're just gonna jump right into it. I have a whole big list of things to go over. I'm really, really excited because some things I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. I can't remember. No, I think it was yesterday. I got a couple of email subscribers, paid subscribers for what I'm building, one of my newsletters or my newsletter, and that was unbelievably exciting for me to see because people are actually paying for the stuff that I'm making online. Oh, it meant the world to me. And I'm gonna shout those guys out, the two that subscribed to me today. But things have been I have just started launching a few things, and I'm so excited about it. So I want to get ready in the way to I want to get ready to push this out as hard as I can all at once, do just a blast, right? There are certain benefits to doing that kind of blast, to just pushing what you're doing out and showing the world. Most products have a product drop, you drop an album, right? If you make music, that's a great example of the same thing. It's a product launch, right? You build up enough hype and you push it all at once so that it has the potential to catch virality, right? It gets viral on the internet, people share it, and if you launch it hard enough, it makes it easier for that kind of spread to happen. And so that's why you want to launch something, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I really want to dump this out there and get really just into it. I'm so excited. So yeah, I set up a Stripe account. I'm super excited about it. It's just so nice. Ugh. I'm very pumped. I'm very, very pumped. So yeah, today should be really fun. And I'm hoping we get a little bit of an audience. All right, we're going to get started soon. Just heck with it. Whether or not people are joining, Oh. But I am very sleepy, so bear with me. Please be patient. Oh. I'm always stuffy in the mornings. I haven't woken up before noon in like what feels like weeks. And I woke up at 10:30 today. What a pain. All right, whatever. I'm going to stop complaining. Let's get started. So first, before we get started, a couple things. A couple people that I want to shout out. So number one, Restream. Up there. Sponsored by Restream. They, full disclosure, they pay me to promote their product, but I already use them. I've used them before they promoted me. I love Restream. If you want to check out, if you want to start live streaming, on any really platform, anywhere, I do this to Twitch, I do this to LinkedIn, I do this to YouTube, I do this to Twitter, I'm going to do it to Instagram. You can do it to any platform you want from Restream, and you can do it to multiple at once, which is why I like it, right? Because I have a small audience on Twitch, and I have a small audience on Instagram, so I'm going to start live streaming on Instagram, and then I also have a decent audience on LinkedIn, right? So it's important for me to stream to all these different places at once to keep it accessible, right? And so unless you have just a very exclusive audience in one place, even then, Restream is super nice, and you can even go live directly from Restream. I use a bunch of other complicated features, but I would recommend checking it out. So I love Restream. Restream's up there. Tell me if you want to get started with them. Would be happy to help you. But yeah, and now. Beyond me being tired and sleepy and annoying, let's get heckin' started. So all of our little notifications should show up right here. If you are commenting on LinkedIn and I'm not seeing it, I apologize. Sometimes the chat is slow. No, we're good. Looks like it's going to be a nice little small stream today. But yeah, so I'm exhausted. We've got that new time slot. Who dis? That's what's going on right now. Very excited about that. Sponsors and shoutouts. So the other people I want to shout out are the people that subscribed recently to my newsletter. And it means an absolute ton to me that they're doing this. I'm super unbelievably excited. The two people, we have Michael Sullivan, who was a recent viewer. I think he recently joined. He joined one of my live streams a little while ago. And he was just like, hey, I love what you're doing. And then without me even really, I just put him on my email list because I think he subscribed. And he was just like, hey, I like this stuff. And he paid a yearly subscription to my newsletter, which meant a ton. He was the first subscriber I've ever gotten. Unbelievably excited, dude. Thank you so much. And I'll probably tag you in this video after we're done. But yeah, thank you so much. It means a ton. Oh, hey, Jess. No, you're good. You got stuff to do. I appreciate you hopping on, dude. This time slot's going to be new, whatever, but I appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm still doing the Saturdays, so I'll see you there. Have a fun product meeting. I hope it goes well. So yeah, that is shout out number one. And the second was George Fleming. I promoted it on Instagram. I was like, hey, I got my first subscriber. I'm super excited about it. And I was just talking about it. And then George was just like, hey, where do I subscribe? And he went and gave me a yearly subscription too. And that's so crazy exciting to me. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys so much. Thank you. It means the world. This is if I can get just a few subscribers on there, I can pay myself for the time that I'm putting in to write articles and do things like that, and it gives me so much more flexibility. And eventually it could lead to a full-time gig just doing this. So yeah, I appreciate the living heck out of it, dude. It's the best way to support me. If you like what I'm doing. But yeah, I was dancing around the house because of you too. So I appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you. And I'll tag you in this video at the end of it. But yeah, no, super unbelievably pumped. So, and we'll talk about that today. We'll talk about the products that I'm launching today, and the newsletter is one of them. So that's the reason that I'm so excited about it. I haven't even launched anything yet, and you both were just so, we're both so supportive. So it meant a lot. Anyway. So what do I mean by a launch, right? I was discussing this a second ago, but a launch, right? A product launch is like dropping an album. And when an artist drops an album, it is essentially just like, hey, I made this thing, everybody talk about it. It's a way to get everybody to talk about what you did, right? So if you just kind of release something casually, right? then people will find it. It will eventually happen. Things will go, right? And that's just kind of how I've been doing things recently. But with a launch, quote unquote, a launch means you host an event, you like create a little campaign, you do live streams, you run ads, you do a whole bunch of different things. Like right now I'm promoting a virtual job fair, right? And then we're launching that, and we've already launched that because we launched the ads, right? And so we're promoting it all over the internet. We're writing posts in different places. There's a bunch of, like, we're trying to do everything all at once in a short period of time so people notice, right? Because if you do it over a slow period of time and without like a formal launch, then you just like get to like people eventually find you, right? And there's less hope of a viral kind of engagement. But a viral engagement happens when you pump everything out all at once, right? So if I drop like 5 videos in a week about like, hey, I'm launching this amazing thing, I'm unbelievably excited about it, and I promote it on Reddit, and I promote it on a bunch of little niche sites, and I run ads to it, and I like talk about only that on LinkedIn over and over and over, and I get a bunch of other people to talk about it in like a really compressed time period, the chance of that going viral and spreading across the internet much, much quicker and on a much larger scale is much higher, right? So the benefit of a launch is it's has the better chance to go viral, right? So that's the reason that it happens. That's why it's important to do it all at once, because it ends up being a really good use of resources, because you don't have to. It's expensive for a short period of time, but the benefits, hopefully, if things go well, end up being greater than just a long tail period of promotion. So it's focused promotion for the hope of virality is kind of just what a launch is. So what am I launching? I'm super pumped about this. I'm super unbelievably pumped about this. I am launching 2 things. Well, 3 things. I've been making a ton of content on LinkedIn. That's going great. Very happy about that. Woohoo. But I want to build that viewership. I want to build that viewership up, and usually a launch is only really beneficial. Well, no, you can launch anything, really. Like, you could launch anything that's free. Like, you can do whatever you want. But I'm launching for 4 things. I'm launching for my newsletter, my paid newsletter, which you can check out. I can show you right now. It's on Substack. I'm unbelievably excited. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. I'm launching an online class. That is not done yet. So all of this isn't complete yet. The newsletter is basically complete, and that's why I'm just really excited about it. The online class, almost complete, should be tons of fun. Oh my gosh. But the online class I'm building through a friend. I mentioned it on a previous stream, but if you're interested, I'm populating the online class right now with some like feedback and things from different places and different people. If you're interested in helping me populate an online course around beginner entrepreneurship, kind of what I teach on Entrepreneur, but a little bit deeper, let me know. I would love some help. That would be amazing. I'm launching a little bit more on sponsorships. I've already got a sponsorship, Restream, like I told you before, but I'm trying to find more startups to promote, right? Restream is an amazing startup. I love their product. I think it's a really, really smart niche to get into. It's also just a really well-designed product. So they're great, and I love promoting them, but I would love to promote other crazy things, right? I would love to promote like the newsletter, the tool that I use to make my newsletter. I would love to, I have a giant list of like 30 different cool startups that I use already that I would love to promote. And so I would love to like launch formally to see if I can get in touch with more people for sponsorship, right? So actually, that's a good point. I didn't really phrase it that way in some of my like preparatory emails. Interesting. Because I have a giant list. Yeah, I could just launch it to all of them as well. We'll talk about that. That's interesting. I'm interested in that. And then 4th, more viewers. I just want to build the audience. I recently passed 8,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is super exciting. Unbelievably pumped. I'm almost to 10,000. That's going to be super fucking fun. But like still small, but I would love to grow it, right? I would love to grow it in as many ways as I can. And the more long tail beyond this launch for all these 3 things, sponsorship, online class, and newsletter, like the more viewers that I get, the more valuable these become, and the easier it is for me to sustain myself on these 3 products, right? Because these are what I'm getting paid for, and viewers is just kind of a way to get these to happen, right? So yeah. Newsletter, online class, and sponsorships. Those are the 3 things that I'm quote-unquote launching, right? So that's what we got. That's what I'm building. And I'm super excited because, like, if I get to, this isn't going to happen for a few years. This is going to be a while. It's going to take me a whole long freaking while before this becomes a reality. But at some point in the future, if I can keep this up and I can maintain this and I can get people to subscribe to the newsletter and I can get people to hop onto the online class and I can get people to, like, engage in sponsorships and pay me to promote the awesome products they're building, if I can do all of those things on a consistent enough level, I can pay myself at least part-time by doing Entrepreneur, right? This becomes a full-fledged business. Like, the thing that we goof around building little mini businesses on becomes a more or less full-fledged business, which is holy shit exciting. Like, that's so cool. I could just, if I, like, it just gives me more time to mess around, right? And so instead of, like, making a little project, like we did the Dead Startup website, right? Instead of just talking about that on one stream and then a month later I get it finished, now every week I can do one of those things, right? Every week we talk about something dumb that I'm building. I built it on Monday, I tested it out. On Tuesday I did some research. On Wednesday we hop on a live stream, fuck around with it. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, like, I just finish it. And so by the time we hop on the next stream, it's done. It's ready. It's launched on Product Hunt, or it's launched somewhere else, right? Or the website is live and things exist, right? Like, if we can do that once per week, we're going to learn, like, an insane amount about an insane amount of industries. Like, everything will just, that would be so exciting. And so I get to do that if I can, like, sustain myself even to a small degree on all this other stuff, right? Holy crap. So exciting. So I'm really, really excited about my launch. I'm so pumped about it. I'm so fucking pumped about it. So a little bit more on the product, just so we have, like, some basis for understanding the newsletter. The newsletter is on Substack. You can check it out if you want. Also, there's a free tier. You don't have to subscribe to the paid tier. It is Substack .entrepreneur.com. What is getting the most traction for launches? Facebook ads and emails, Insta, etc. Sorry if I'm jumping ahead to see your talk. No, you're good. Just to answer your question, what's getting the most traction for launches? So I have done, like, small launches in the past, and I've also, like, my most experience with launches does not come from personal experience. This is my first time, like, actually, like, jumping into something and really, like, trying to go hard and launch it. The first thing that I launched was the Entrepreneur series, and that was, like, 2 years ago. I launched it with a video, and I said, hey, all I did was I made a video. This is what I'm going to do. And back then, organic engagement was really nice, and people engaged with it, and I got, like, I think 60, or maybe it was, like, 30,000 views. It went semi-viral on LinkedIn because people really liked the idea of the Entrepreneur series. That was a kind of little launch. I've launched a newsletter before for internship stuff. I've launched but they've all been soft launches. They haven't been like, holy shit, this is a thing now, right? Engage now. So this is my first experience just, like, jumping into it unbelievably hard. But I have seen a bunch of other people do launches. And so how they do it is, one, Facebook ads, definitely. Run a bunch of Facebook ads. LinkedIn ads, if it's business related. I'm helping run a launch right now for a job fair, and they're using LinkedIn ads, and that actually works really well. It's expensive, but it works really well. Emails, the best advice that I've had for launches is if you have a pre-existing audience anywhere, if it's on email, if it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, if it's on LinkedIn, if you have a bunch of subscribers elsewhere, if it's on Twitch, like, whatever it is, use a currently existing base to do that, right? Use, like, whatever audience you have to launch and focus your launch there. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Most of my launch is going to be on LinkedIn because my audience is on LinkedIn. And it's going to be through my email as well. It's just, like, go where your audience is. So if you have an email list, promote it to your email list. But yes, you should be running Facebook ads. You should be running Instagram ads. I'm going to be running Facebook and Instagram ads. I might try running LinkedIn ads, but LinkedIn ads are really expensive. We'll see, right? But it's absolutely, like, just go where your audience is. If you don't have an audience, Facebook ads are nice. They're just cheap. So yeah, just run some ads on whatever you're doing and make a landing page. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But great question, Wayne. Thank you. Let me add you if I haven't already added you. Also, sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy. Do I have you? Am I connected to you, Wayne? If we're not connected, Wayne, hit me up. Let's connect. Thank you for hopping on the live stream. So yeah, Cool, dope, lit, swag. So the products that I'm launching, a little bit more about them: newsletter, online class, sponsorship. The sponsorships, just to explain a little bit more on what that means. I am sponsored by Restream to promote their product, right? Because they like what I make, they like the content that I make, and my audience is people like you, right? People that are interested in startups, in entrepreneurship, in being more productive, in kicking ass in the business world, right? Just on a small scale getting started, and I use a ton of tools, right? I use a ton of these no-code tools, these fancy little things that I find online through obscure little things, and I try to use them to be more effective, right? I try to use them to fill in gaps where I couldn't fill where I can't code something or technically create something, right? If I need to get something done that makes my life more efficient or makes a form of what I do easier or allows me to create something new that's awesome that fits in with what I'm already creating, all of that. I use a bunch of tools for that. I really love these tools, and if the companies that make these tools want me to help them find more users, because a lot of the tools that I promoted on here have gotten a bit of traction because I have a decent audience, they pay me, right? A monthly fee, and right now the monthly fee is $100. It's you pay me $100, I talk about you on live streams, and I use your product to build some of the stuff that I'm building, right? That is not only super fun, but it gets me connected to awesome companies building great things. So it's a win-win for me and hopefully the companies involved. So far the viewership has been really great. So, and people love reaching out to me for Restream. It's been really good for me. It's been really good for Restream, the company too. So sponsorships are going to be available. That's great. If anybody's interested before the launch, talk to me, hit me up. That'd be amazing. But there's going to be a specific plan for that because that's a very specific audience. For the online class, it's quite simply, I run an online class where we go into much deeper detail. Instead of just me showing you something, I show you how to do something end to end. You go and do it, and then you sign me up for it. And then at the end of the week, we hop on a private live stream, and we talk about hey, here's how you would take this further. Hey, here's how you would take this further. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. But yeah, online class, it's going to be I think the current pricing plan that I'm thinking of is $25 a month. You hop on, and I very directly help you in private live streams and everything else build what you want to build. And every week we go over a new business idea, kind of like we do here, but more in depth, right? Here it's just me futzing, talking, spazzing. There I focus, here's what we're going to build today. This is what we're going to do. If you have any questions, you can ask me directly, right? Which is it's a more direct way to build with me, right? And so yeah, I'm really excited about the online class. I'm building it through a new little startup that's creating an educational platform. So super excited. Yeah, what's up, Jeffrey? So the 3 things that I'm launching, you're totally good. 3 things that I'm launching are basically just entrepreneur-related products. I'm launching a newsletter, an online class, and sponsorships. Sponsorships, companies pay me to promote their products because I have a decent audience of people like you that are interested in entrepreneurship and the products that they create. Online class, I was just going over that. I teach people entrepreneurship online more directly than I do via my live streams. And the newsletter, which has actually gotten some traction recently, which is basically just I document, on my live streams, I talk about cool stuff that I'm building, right? Cool stuff that you can help me build, cool things that I'm trying, right? Last weekend, we did, last weekend we did, last week, we built a stupid little dead startup e-commerce website, right? And we're going to do fulfillment via it. It's all going to be automated to the most degree. And we're going to try to launch on a product hunt, but we're going to try to sell t-shirts and merchandise with dead startups on them, right? Fire Festival would be on one, right? And Stitcher would be on one. No, not Stitcher. That's an existing podcasting platform. What is it? Vine would be on one. Vine is owned by Twitter, so it's the trademark is still there. But we'll take dead start Yik Yak. Yik Yak is another good one. Or Theranos. All these dramatic big startup failures that went under. We'll be putting those on shirts and building those, right? When I build that, I show you on live stream for an hour and a half every week. We might only go for an hour today. We'll see how long it takes. I mostly just have conversation to talk about this. Not too much to do on camera, but actually in that case, no, we're good. But yeah, so for the newsletter, I document all of the behind the scenes stuff. So everything that I'm building in the background, everything I'm learning every week, because I learn a ton of stuff messing around with these things every week. I document all of it on the live stream. On the newsletter. And I talk about it on the live stream, right? So for this, you'll get all of the details of the news of the actual launch and what I actually do and how I'm building everything in a detailed format behind the scenes on that newsletter, right? Vine might be promising. Vine would be fun. I'm interested, but like, again, the trademark is owned by Twitter, so I probably can't directly use the logo. I could try. I might just try and then see if people take me down. Because the worst that I think I'm going to get is a cease and desist letter. And if I get a cease and desist letter, like, bye. Oh, wait. Vine rebranded as Byte? Are Vine and Byte the same company? I thought they were entirely separate things. Really? Dude, that would be wild. Ooh. That would be a little crazy if Byte was Vine. Because I thought TikTok basically took over the Vine space. I call TikTok Undead Vine. It's scary. But okay, cool. So just a quick launch story that I've been told about how other people did a launch. Somebody in town did a crowdfunding campaign that was run by a really good friend of mine, Olga. And this was like a few years ago that she did this. She did it with her company, Kernels. And it was Olga and Scott. They jumped in and they helped promote a crowdfunding campaign in town. And the crowdfunding campaign was for a publication. No, I know what Byte is. Yeah, I made a video on Byte once. But I didn't realize that it was Vine. That's crazy. But anyway, so crowdfunding. There was a Kickstarter campaign for a local publication around like historical promotion, artistic historical promotion of Pittsburgh, right? I can't remember what it was called, but it was talking about the Rust Belt. It was talking about the area around Pittsburgh, this part of the U.S., and all the rich history that we have in terms of business, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of just like the steel mills and just the past, right? And there's a lot of really interesting history around here. We love history. There's a ton of museums. Pittsburgh is rich in that kind of environment, right? But they were starting a publication online where they would write regular articles on this kind of thing and do investigation into this kind of thing, and they were trying to get people interested so that they could pay subscription-wise for this business, right? And so they were doing it via crowdfunding. They were launching a Kickstarter for this awesome publication that they were making. And so what they did is, first of all, they promoted the living shit out of it on social media, the absolute living shit out of it. It was everywhere. I saw it on Olga's feed. I saw it on Scott's feed. I saw it on the founders' feeds. I saw it on everybody that was connected to any of them. They were asking everybody to promote this and push it out, which is something that I'll do, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. You need a network to promote this out to. It's not just, hey, I'm going to drop this. Like, you want, like, ideally, like 100 different people to message and send to and be like, hey, I'm launching this around this time. Can you help me make this, like, can you help me promote this, right? Can you share my post? Something like that, right? So they promoted the living shit of it on social media, right? Everywhere. And then they actually hosted a free event where they really sold everything up. They had wine there. It was like a really like nice place in this beautiful old warehouse, and there was tons of amazing food, and like there were servers. Like, it was a really, really nice event. And they really, really splurged on the event. And while they were doing the event, they made they had like a countdown, right? For like, oh, hey, we're gonna technically like launch it at this time, this place, be here. And when you got there, like halfway through the event, they had like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They made it very, very dramatic, right? It was this whole big dramatized event, specifically just to get people to donate to this Kickstarter. And they had the big link up on a screen, like, hey, if you want to donate, you can go here, you can do it on your phone, no big deal. And they just made it really, really easy for everybody at this event to go and donate, right, to this Kickstarter, to get things started, right? So the goal was to finish the Kickstarter and then launch it from there. But they hosted a whole event around this thing. I can't host an event right now because, fuck, you know why. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. So an event is another great strategy, right? And getting actually everybody in a place to encourage them to give to this campaign. It's interesting, yeah. But that's like also something that you should do with Kickstarters. Kickstarters should always be launched. Quick thing on crowdfunding, like a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or anything like that, if you just put that up, there is no way that it's going to get filled, right? Most crowdfunding campaigns just flop because it's not designed as like its own like algorithm. It's not designed like, hey, like Kickstarter doesn't really want to promote you that well. They don't really have that ability. A ton of people aren't constantly on Kickstarter hanging out waiting for something to drop so they can give money to it, right? People aren't just looking to put money into things. Occasionally people check out Kickstarter. Occasionally your thing could be posted up there, but usually people are only going to see it if it's at the top of the feed, which is if it's doing well, right? Which is if it's funded really well. Every single Kickstarter that I've ever seen launched has run a ton of ads to the Kickstarter, has hosted an event about the Kickstarter event, has promoted the living shit out of it on social media, because you need to promote a Kickstarter. That like official level launch via a Kickstarter, via crowdfunding, needs something behind it. It doesn't just work, right? And everybody just thinks like, oh, I'll launch a Kickstarter, and if people really like it, they'll do it. But nobody's going to know that Kickstarter is there unless you run ads, host an event, do a bunch of other things, right? So that like launch is really important. And so with relation to crowdfunding, that's also super important. A crowdfunding campaign is a launch. A Kickstarter is a launch, technically. And you should treat it like one. You should push it like hell. So cool. Ooh. I am stuffy. Oof. So, what does that mean for us? What am I going to be doing? How am I going to be promoting all my products, right? Let's find out. Let's think about this. So I have a couple little articles up here, by the way, because my email list is on Substack, which is a great fucking tool. If you ever want to start a newsletter, check out Substack. It's super easy to use. Oh my god. But if you're on Substack, you've attracted following. We might read this just to kind of understand how it recommends we go paid, because I'm just starting paid. I'm not like, I have a free tier. You can join the free tier. I have a small little email list on the free tier. But here's a nice case study. That sounds nice. Maybe we can open that case study. But we might read about how people have grown their audiences on Substack, right? Grew D's links from 0 to 2,000 signups. That's hilarious. Author of D's links to speak to an audience about Substack writers. How she grew her letter to 2,700 signups. Daily media newsletters and internet Atlantic media. Transcript has been lightly edited for readability. Cool. Be your newsletter's wingman, talking up to everyone. Absolutely. Borrow each other's audiences to reach new readers. Interesting. Build credibility, getting other people to write about you. Interesting. So this is good. I wasn't thinking about this. These links 4 years ago, just out of college. I had an internship in elected media. That was cool and not cool. Spent all my time reading news about the industry, and I was writing corporate memos. Yes. Cool because I was learning about a lot of digital media, but I was also just sitting in a cubicle all day, not interacting with other humans. Blah, 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 blah. I want to try to do this. I want to try to write. So I started it was on Tiny Letter. I made the logo in 3 seconds in MS Paint. Extremely lo-fi situation. Great. Love that. Yeah, you just whip it out there, right? Fuck it. Your launch does not need to be this huge, perfect thing, right? Grew to about 500 subscribers by 2018, which was fine. It was mostly people that I met on the internet or just people that I knew personally. Interesting. So it was just her promoting it very slowly via, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. I write this thing. You should subscribe. I write this thing. You should subscribe, right? Just getting your friends and close network to hop on this thing, right? Which is something that I should do. If I know people directly and I want to ask them to subscribe, there's no shame in that, right? There's no shame in being like, hey, I'm starting a paid newsletter. I think you would be interested in this. If you're interested in subscribing, that would mean a ton to me, right? There's no shame in that, right? Just very direct, here you are promotion. Moved to Substack in 2018. Since then, it's gone through this amazing trajectory where I had 700 subscribers, got a shout out in New York Magazine and Vanity Fair. We're also doing this merch store, which is really cool. It just taught me a lot about e-commerce and supply chains. Most of the people I met on the internet. Seems like there's this very calculated path to growing this. I'd be totally honest, I admit there was not. Yeah. This is my passion project. Just tried a bunch of things. Interesting. So it sounds like the first 500 subscribers are just people that you're naturally that are naturally invested in you. The people that just generally care, right? They're just interesting. That's interesting to know. And I feel like that's at the point where I'm at, right? I have about 100 subscribers. I know I have like 80 subscribers. I have about 80 subscribers on my newsletter. Free. All of them free. 2 of them are paid, which is unbelievably exciting. But about 80 subscribers on my newsletter, just from people that have met me on the internet, that think I'm cool, that like what I'm doing, right? Great. And then after around 500 subscribers, you're going to be going to meetups, going to hangouts, interacting with people on Twitter, making Twitter friends. Yes. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Always consider how to widen that personal circle. So for the first bit, this isn't going to be stuff that people just pay for, right? This is going to be things that you mention to people. You always are able to mention, like, hey, I write a newsletter. Hey, I write a newsletter. Hey, I write a newsletter. Can I add you on LinkedIn? Hey, we bonded. Do you want to support my art a little bit? Which feels like a more natural ask. Yeah, no, this is great. And so that's the first little step. And then from there, once you have a good bit of traction, you start to try to get people to write about you, right? You start to try to get a shout out in different articles. You try to promote yourself on newsletters, other existing newsletters that are similar, right? Like all these different things. This makes sense. Interesting. So be your newsletter's wingman. Talk about it as much as you can. Borrow from other people's audiences. I love Anne Friedman's newsletter. She's huge subscriber base, mostly women. Is tied to current events and news. I feel like that's my audience, and she does this thing where she'll place classified ads in her newsletter. It costs $50 to write a 140-character line where you should describe why you should describe these links and put the link in there. So that went on the newsletter, and I got 70 subscribers from doing this, which isn't amazing when I first started out. It was great. I didn't have to meet so many people to do this. I just put an ad in a newsletter with a very loyal following. I like this. So, okay. So that's another thing that we should do. We should find other newsletters that are really, really great, right? So here, let me make a list down here of things. So, one, make sure it's easily accessible to subscribe to your content, right? And so this means, I think this is going to mean like short linking to your subscribe page, right? Something like that. Because I own a little domain called like enerd.co. Very, very short, easy to type in. I might make that link to my newsletter or my subscribe page on my website. I don't know why that took me so long. It took me so long because I'm exhausted. So, short link to your subscribe page, and put the link everywhere on social media, right? So it's easier for people to find it, right? If people see me on Twitter, if people see me on Instagram, if people see me on LinkedIn, and they want to subscribe to the shit that I'm doing, here's how you can support me. Go to enerd.co, right? Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. So that's just like the raw like promotion, the promotion side of things. 2 is run ads in other people's newsletters because people are already expecting to read a newsletter, so they might be interested in mine, right? People are already expecting like it makes sense. It makes sense. I need to find people that are absorbing existing media that's very similar to mine. So if I can find other live streamers that are doing entrepreneurship stuff, that would be amazing. Cross promotion there for sure. Hop them on a live stream, that would be great. It's hard for me to find people like that. I found a few, but it's difficult. If I can find other newsletters about entrepreneurship, fuck yeah. So doesn't cost an insane amount, but can be super valuable, right? So that's great. That's really good to know. That's awesome to know. Other tactic I accidentally came across in terms of borrowing other people's audiences, doing weekly Q&A. So the first idea in 2018 where I was like, I'm just going to do a Friday Q&A with someone in media, ask them questions about their job. If you cover Congress, what do you have to wear? What does that mean? Or do you do PR for an avocado industry? Do you get free avocados? Just dumb questions that I would ask my friends anyway. Started doing them with my friends, and once I ran into friends to blog, I started branching out to people I really admired on Twitter, people I knew from work. Great. Gold rule of how the internet media works. If you interview somebody, very likely going to share it with their audience, and that's going to expose you to their audience. Love this. Yes. If you interview someone, yes. So I already do interviews. This is great to know. I already do interviews. This is perfect, right? So I need to keep up the interviews because they share it to their audiences, and that gets them introduced to me. So interviews are great. I'll keep up the interviews. Awesome, right? And that's an important piece because I was going to make a little flow chart for the different things that I make. Let's just start marking things down. Startup interviews, right? So I can help them promote the shit that I do, or they can help promote the shit that I do, right? So interviews make sense. Get credibility. Get institutional credit. I mean that in very loose terms. One of the biggest things called Review wanted to do a survey for top media newsletters in the industry. It was a very unscientific poll. They were just reaching out to people in newsletters saying, hey, can you plug this poll? We just want everybody to take this survey. So I put my newsletter in at a time, say, hey, if you like this newsletter, could you vote for these links in the survey? I only did it because I thought maybe it would be really funny if we got in the running, but it turned out that enough of my subscribers voted, and it showed up in the top 5 between America Press and Digiday Media, really legit places. Oh my God, this makes us so legit. And so again, people in the industry were talking about it. There was a lot of buzz. A lot of people were like, what is this, the one that I don't recognize? I'm going to Google it and subscribe to see what the deal was. So that when that came out, I got about 200 subscribers. That's fascinating. Finally, the one that I'm most proud of is when it was named in Vanity Fair. Tell you that it's because the editor who wrote this piece is a friend from college. Fuck it. Yeah, no, if you have connections in any place with media, use that. When she was researching this piece, she talked to me and she was like, what do you think? People that you think would be good to talk to. And so I was like, you should talk to the Substack people. You should totally mention these newsletters. We bounce ideas off each other. And she just did me a hugely gracious favor and quoted me directly and included these nuts in the links. Or these links in the... These nuts. I said these nuts. Oh my God. Put these links in the piece at the state of the newsletters. Great. Making friends. Yeah. This makes sense. This super makes sense. So here's another one. Fem Street. Ooh. This is so cool. 0 to 5,000 subscribers. Bit of a recap. 100 newsletter issues, 5K global subscribers, average 48%. That's great. That's a really nice open rate. 700 Slack channel members, held 10 events. So she does events. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. All over the world, they all have things in common. General interest in entrepreneurship, investing, technology. Ooh, hey. This is a great one to look at. So maybe I can ask her to promote my stuff, right? Because this is a similar newsletter. Awesome to know. Awesome to know. Cool. That's great. And then there's another one. We'll read this later. I feel like we've done enough reading for now. That's good to know. So we've learned a bunch, right? So promoting other people's newsletters, perfect. Doesn't cost an insane amount, can be valuable. Let's also grab this link and pop it right here, just so I don't forget. What's up, Daniel Lim? How's it going? I appreciate you hopping on. How are you doing, dude? Oh, I'm talking a lot, man. I am tired. Woke up at 10:30. 10:30. Who wakes up at 10:30 nowadays? Oof. I'm going to eat a bunch of food after this, too. But cool. All right. Awesome. So we learned a lot. When I do this launch, what is this going to mean? So I have a list of, I don't know. This is pretty obscure. I'm still figuring this out. Oh, my girlfriend just left. The places that I need to post this is going to be interesting because I already make a ton of content, right? Oh. Hold on. Something might be going on. I'm going to need to help somebody in the door. Anyway. What do I need to promote? So I make a ton of content already, right? And that's the main source of my audience, just making a ton of content everywhere. Hold on. Do I need to let somebody in the door? Oh, 1 second. I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So, what was I saying? I already make a ton of content on the internet, right? I make a ton, an absolute ton, and I need to create more. But if I'm already making a bunch of this stuff, it's just a matter of promotion to the right places. And so, I want to kind of plan. I want to plan a flowchart. I have a little flowchart here. It's very, I only have one little box. But I want to plan, okay, if I make this piece of content, this is where it goes, right? If I do a startup interview, that goes to Reddit on r/entrepreneur or r/startups. I push it to LinkedIn, of course, absolutely. I also post it on Instagram. I'm already currently doing those things. I'm not doing it to Reddit, but it makes sense, right? And if I make those interviews, I can post that to multiple different places. And if I post it to multiple different places, that's beneficial for my audience, right? But I need to create a plan for where to promote these different things. I don't know. That's less important to the launch, I feel like. That's less important to the launch. The launch itself, from what I'm planning, is, oh, hey, somebody just subscribed. Hey, Daniel Lim, what's up? You just subscribed. That's great. I appreciate that, dude. That means a lot. I'll hit you up. Now you're on the list for the the LinkedIn invites. That's good. I'm glad. I appreciate that, dude. So the thing that I'm like planning for the launch itself is just a couple of things. Like first of all, I'm planning on doing like my content everywhere afterwards, right? Because now when I promote it to different places, if I promote it on Reddit, if I promote it on Indie Hackers is a great website, by the way. You should check out Indie Hackers if you're looking to learn how to grow small businesses. And then AngelList, because these are all like very niche websites and social media sites for entrepreneurship, right? So it makes sense to repost things there. I'm not currently posting things there, and it would be good to push some of my streams, some of my content, some of my interviews, all to those places. That's not really the launch, though. The launch is going to be me running a bunch of Instagram ads. The launch is going to be me doing a video launch on LinkedIn. Here's my calendar invite. So I actually have a promotional list of people that I want to bug. I think it's, where is it? Is it next week or the week after? Come on, load. So much stuff to do. This week isn't that bad, actually. Yesterday was pretty bad. Today's going to be pretty dang busy. Come on. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I need to do this. Where is it? Jennifer probably get married. I guess I just pushed it. I appreciate that, Daniel. That means a lot that you're down to do that. Where did I put it? Jennifer probably get married. It's Nicole's birthday. Vid launch. Okay, here we go. Message a fuckload of people. Here we go. So I have a giant list of people that support me really well, that really like the stuff that I make, that like have just generally been really, really awesome followers to me. And I want to send it to all of them. There's some of my friends. There's some of my people that have like large audiences. There's people that have supported me in the past. Like I have a big list of people, and I'm literally going to be like, yo, I'm launching this. This is what I'm doing. Can you share this? Can you comment on this? I'm going to be making it. Like I have a video that I'm planning on making just to push this out. And I have this video ready. It's like a 1-minute video. It just describes everything that I do, right? I don't know. It's interesting. That's the biggest thing that I really have planned for the launch. And also like the newsletter is ready. The online class is ready. The sponsorships are ready. My website is nice and my landing page is cute, right? I don't know. Is there anything else that I should be doing? Because I'm looking at all this stuff and like everything else doesn't really seem like a launch. It's just a slow growth thing, right? A great launch would be if I could get sponsored in some articles, or I could get promoted in some articles, or I could get promoted elsewhere. But like the actual launch is just going to be me pushing it on LinkedIn and being like, yo, promote the living fuck out of this video, please. I would really, really appreciate it. It helps me a ton, right? But then also like promoting things well. I'm probably not going to launch it on Product Hunt. I don't think that makes sense, right? I really don't feel like that makes sense because like it's not necessarily a product yet. Like my newsletter is a product, but it's not a product. It's a content series. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's essentially all I have. But a launch, this feels more like a growth strategy. I guess that's a growth. I guess that makes sense. But my launch is going to be like heavy promotion, where my audience already exists on LinkedIn. So, I don't know. I didn't plan this out too well. That's a shame. But yeah, does anybody have any questions about this? I'm curious what other people think. I am pooped. Oof. We're probably just going to rant for the next 10 minutes. This is going to be a short stream today. I am tired. Oh. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a video launch. Yeah, thank you, Toast. Yeah, good plan. I don't know. Me and Toast have been talking a bunch about AngelList and posting on there. I finally made an article. I wrote an article and I combined all of the past 5 startup interviews that I've done into an article and I put it on my website and then I'm going to launch it on AngelList, right? And so that's something. Absolutely, Daniel. Thank you so much for hopping on. Sounds great. Live stream the heck out of it. I'll join if I have a little bit of time. I have a bunch of work today too, so I might not be able to hop on for too long. But yeah, I hope to see you on the stream, dude. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, so promoting on AngelList, that's going to be mostly articles, right? So if I write an article about something that I did, or a case study, or a series of case studies, I combined 5 into one, I'll post it on AngelList. Yes, you can subscribe to the newsletter now. It's done. The newsletter is the thing that is officially done. The online class is not. Sponsorships, I need to prepare a few more things for that. But the newsletter, you can subscribe to the newsletter if you really want to. And I'll talk about it more later. But at entrepreneur.substack.com, and I can post this in here. I think you would just do entrepreneur.substack.com. Yeah, that's the best way to get there. So, go check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm super, super happy about it. I have 2 subscribers. I got 2 subscribers yesterday. That's so exciting to me. They both paid yearly subscriptions. So now technically, I think on my Stripe account, it says I'm getting paid like $8 a month to write on average. So cool. So fucking cool. It means so much, you guys. And again, that was Michael Sullivan, first subscriber ever, second subscriber ever, George Fleming. Thank you guys. Both of you. If you're watching or if you see this later, I appreciate the living shit out of you. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. We'll give it a shot. It's mostly just going to be, hey, I'm doing this and promoting the living shit out of it on social media. I'll try to run ads to the post itself, and I'll try to promote it to everybody that I possibly know and message them directly, right? And I would do something like on Product Hunt, but I feel like that makes more sense for like smaller products that are actually like more productized, because this is very all over the place still. Yay, $8. Yeah, exactly. I got this. I'm very happy. Hey, you're on YouTube. That's cool. That's my first little YouTube message that I've seen on Restream chat, so that's awesome. Good luck streaming, dude. I am pumped to see it. It's funny that you joined from multiple places, Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, I'm so excited about the people. So if you want to subscribe, you can go to entrepreneur.substack.blog. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, Restream's great. Restream's awesome. So yeah, and then what was I going to talk about? So we have a nice little list of things to do. I'm going to try to promote this on other people's newsletters. I'm going to try to drop that as well, because now I'm like ready. Like this launch is more just me being ready to promote, right? It's going to be a launch. It's going to be, hey, this video, promote the living shit of it, get other people to share it, to like be really aggressive on social media with relation to that, right? But it's also mainly just going to be, I'm ready. All of my like asks and product offerings are ready to buy. Like everything is in place. I'm building all of it right now. You can go and be active there, right? So I don't know. It's interesting. But that's like more of what I want to plan. And so that's going to be a little bit of a boring process. That's going to be me building out a little flow chart. It's going to feel funky. What's up, Paul? How's it going, dude? I'm exhausted, man, and I'm glad you mentioned you were pooped too. I got up at 10:30 today. Why did I get up at 10:30 today? To prepare for the fucking stream. This is a weird time slot. I feel like this time slot's not going to be successful until after COVID is done, because everybody just gets up so late, right? Why would you get up right now? Yeah, no, it's a nightmare. Terrible. The 131 did really well, though. It was interesting, so maybe I feel like I should keep it at noon. The main reason that I want to keep this at noon is like people in other countries. A lot of people in other countries aren't able to join the Saturday ones because it's like literally at the middle of the night for them. So hopefully this at noon is somewhat of a more accessible time slot for them. So I want to keep this like 2 different times, right? Noon is pretty different from 6, right? Or maybe like the morning and the evening. Just so people all around the world have at least something they can join, right? That's the idea. I don't know. Whatever. But regardless, I'm super close to launch, dude. I'm super close. I'm so excited about it. So yeah. Also, beyond me being exhausted and getting unbelievably excited about subscribers on my newsletter, actually, this isn't Typeform. The newsletter is not Typeform. The newsletter is actually, you're talking about the actual like thing here, Typeform and not, So I wrote a little article, Typeform and Not Hustling. He's talking about the tutorial on, I do, so every week on the newsletter, I do a tutorial on a new tech tool that I've learned. I do the stream highlights, so the last stream, so this stream would be highlighted, right, on the next issue of the newsletter, with show notes so you can just skip through. So if you're watching this later, you don't have to like go through the entire live stream. And then documentation on what I learned, what I was thinking about that week, like the tools that I used, and like just generally like what people are telling me, the interviews that I'm going through, the meetings that I'm getting into, what I'm learning in just day-to-day business, right? The behind the scenes for all this shit that I'm building. So that's cool. Also, kind of funny. My friend's Ugna, good friend Ugna, she told me something hilarious. I was riffing on Instagram. We'll see if this works out. But I was riffing on it. This could actually be a PR stunt. This could be a really funny PR stunt, because we were talking about PR stunts a couple episodes ago, a couple streams ago, a couple weeks ago. And I put on Instagram, I was like, fuck Squarespace. I hate Squarespace. I hate the ads that they run, and they're absolutely despicable. They promote something that is completely unrealistic, and it's bullshit, right? And I was just riffing on Squarespace, right? And I added Squarespace on Instagram. They didn't respond. I know, I'll text right for this image. Why is this not? I gotta change that on my thing. Like people, like I was just trying to shit on them, and Ugna loved it. She's not in business. She doesn't necessarily like care too much about the stuff that I make. She likes supporting me, and she likes the stuff that I'm doing. But she really liked the idea of roasting startups. She really liked it a lot. And so I posted something today, and it's actually gotten a good amount of feedback. A lot of people seem to like it. It's gotten a good amount of views. I don't know why it's not showing the views. A bunch of people are commenting. Lacey's commenting. I love Lacey. Oh my gosh. People really seem to like it. I've gotten like a lot of comments on this. But basically the idea is startup beef, right? I start beef with startups. Like I start beef with companies that are small companies that are building tech products that I don't like, right? Or that I think are doing something shitty. Like Squarespace and Wix, I hate their ads. They probably get a ton of traction, but they're shitty. They're not like promoting the product in the right way that it's actually meant to be used for. Like they're promoting the product in the right way, but it's unrealistic. They're using unrealistic standards for the products that they're creating, and they're not telling you that that's not normal. They're saying this is normal. This guy sold 12,000 items on Wix in one day because of a very, very lucky PR stunt that he did that they don't go into. But they're saying, why don't you just do it like this guy? Like he got unbelievably lucky. That was a 1 in a million scenario, and he. Oh no, absolutely. If you try to beef a startup, they could be constructed. Absolutely. I probably wouldn't try to beef any of my future sponsors. Yeah, that's a really good point. I'll be productive. I'll say, hey, I hate this. Here's why, but here's what you could do better. And I really like your product, and I think you could promote it in great ways, right? So I'll be like wholesome about it overall, right? But I would love to shit on some startups. I would really, really love to shit on some startups. Or like ones that like their products are used shittily, their ads are run shitty. I get so many fucking ads, right? Oh, so we could start startup beef. It'll be really fun. What if I buy like masterclass for a week, right? We spend $50 on a masterclass subscription, and I like go through and take a few masterclasses. There's a masterclass on entrepreneurship, on startups, and I go through it and I just riff and I just say like, what the fuck, I learned nothing. If I learn nothing, if I do learn something, I'll promote the fuck out of the masterclass because you taught me good things, right? But if you don't, and it's broad and it's unproductive, I'm going to shit all over them, right? Without a doubt. And people seem to think it's cool. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Toast. Thank you for hopping on. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Startup beef could be really, really fun. It could be really, really funny. But here's a good example. This is what I don't like. So Birch, right? This is Birch. At first glance, what the heck is this website? It's just a full image. You click, and it goes to home, right? It goes to the homepage. They have some obscure stuff. It's got like a pretty thing that she made a pretty flower thing, but it's like you have to scroll down to view the whole picture. It's weird. There's about contact. Like I can't even read these things. It's like the logo looks really, really silly. Like it's a, for all intents and purposes, not the most amazing website, right? It's just very, very, very basic website, right? Cool. But on the ad, if you've ever seen this Squarespace ad, holy shit. It's like the most beautiful, like, blah, like, oh my gosh, like you can switch colors of like existing images. Like they totally fake the functionality of what the product actually does, right? It's a very, very basic website builder, but they go way hard on this shit. The same thing with Wix. Wix does the same thing. I hate those ads. They're portraying unrealistic expectations for the thing that they're fucking building, and that's bullshit. I hate that. It makes me, it frustrates me so much because there are so many, like, it's cheap. It's a cheap strategy to get people to sign up for your shit, right? It's cheap. So I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I want to start beef around that. I want to riff on people on social media. I want to shit all over them because that's hilarious and fun. And that's also a PR stunt, because if the startup cares and we start beef on Twitter about the shit that they're doing or something like that, fucking people are going to love that. Like that, I get promotion via their audience. I get promotion elsewhere. If people tell, like, there's no such thing as bad press. There can be. There's definitely such a thing as bad press. But for this is still me. It's me shitting on people and getting bad press from startups, but it's when people check me out, it's like I'm making valid points, right? Kind of a cool PR stunt. But my friend Ugna, I appreciate her for giving me the idea. I riffed on somebody on my Instagram story, and she was like, "You should do that all the time." So I'm gonna give her credit. But yeah, we might start up startup beef. Be kind of fun. So if you have any startups that you don't like or companies that you hate, hit me up. It gets clues. People want to start with Wix with unrealistic understanding, and then there's other. Exactly, Paul. Thank you. You probably get the same fucking ads. Oh, yeah, I hate that. I hate that strategy. It gets you money, sure. It gets you paid as a startup, but like, for fuck's sake, like, try customer retention. Try being a good product. For fuck God, ugh, I hate it. And they're innovating. One thing I like about Wix is the other ads that they run. Some of the other ads they run is like, hey, we made a logo maker that helps you make your logo for your startup. That's valuable. There are other existing things like that, but that's valuable. Fuck it, right? And they promote that just like it is. They go through exactly the process of this is what it does, right? This is what our shit does. This is how easy it is to create a logo with Wix Logo Maker. If somebody needs to make a fucking logo, awesome. I would use that. I would use Wix Logo Maker because they show me exactly what it does. Their other ads? Fuck you. It's completely unrealistic, and I hate it. Ooh. So we're going to start startup beef with Wix and Squarespace. And then I'm going to try to get Webflow to sponsor me, just to put salt in the wound. But I doubt Webflow will sponsor me, but they're amazing. Oh, I love Webflow. So, whatever. Anyway, this was a small stream, but yeah, most of my stuff is ready. The school is not ready. I need promotional material for sponsors, but once everything is done, I'm going to be highly promoting to a bunch of different places, and I'm going to be doing a launch, right? So look out for the launch. I'll probably promote it on the live stream and everything like that, and let people know that I'm doing a launch. But I'm going to be making a video in a couple of weeks. I have the video ready where it's like, hey, this is what I do, right? I might remake the video. I don't know, because I want it to just be perfect. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. But I'll be launching, and I'm going to the strategy for a launch is you send it to a bunch of people. You don't just put it out there and hope, right? You literally message people. Hey, could you engage on this post? Hey, could you engage on this post? Hey, could you share this post? It would mean a whole shitload. Different stuff like that, right? It could be cool. It could be really cool. I don't know. I'm pumped about it. Should be a lot of fun. Who knows? So yeah, that's all I really got to talk about today. This is a short stream. These streams during Wednesdays are probably going to start being a little bit shorter unless we're doing really, really in-depth dive-throughs. This was not an in-depth dive-through. When we're just talking like this, it's probably only going to be an hour. I apologize. A bunch of people are hopping on now that it's a reasonable time. 1 p.m. seems to be when people are down. Maybe we'll move to 1 p.m. Who knows? But we'll experiment. My theory is that it'll be more popular once COVID kind of dies down. But yeah, because nobody's getting up early. I got up at 10:30 today, and I hate it. I'm so pooped. So, yeah. All right, cool. Awesome. I appreciate everybody hopping on. If you have any questions about launches, about how that kind of functions, I am helping with launches. It's about running ads and promoting the living fuck out of it on social media very, very aggressively, and having a network of people. I thought this was going to start at noon CST. Oh, yes. So noon EST. Sorry, that's my bad. I thought the LinkedIn invite, maybe I did the LinkedIn invite poorly. Tell me if I messed up on the invite. Also, Paul, you gave me a great idea. You mentioned that you wish you could get calendar invites directly to the streams. Now in my newsletters every week, instead of sending links to the LinkedIn invite, I'm going to send links to an actual calendar invite. I learned you can do that. I looked it up and I was like, that's a great idea. Paul gave me that idea. So whenever you click the link of this stream, whenever I send out those little weekly newsletters, if you've seen them, whenever you click that, it'll just lead you to a calendar invite, and it'll just be on your calendar, right? So yeah, that's what I'm doing from now. That was a great point, Paul. Thank you. That was awesome. That just makes it super easy for me, because then it's just people can schedule it wherever they need to schedule it, right? So yeah, that'll be on the newsletters now. So whenever you click like this week's stream, whenever you get it on like Monday or whatever, that'll be a link to a calendar invite, and I'll specify that from now on. But yeah, appreciate that help, dude. That was a great idea. That was a great fucking idea. Oh, so yeah, that's all I got today. I'm pooped. I'm really tired. I'm gonna get better at this. I'm gonna wake up like 11:30 instead of 10:30. I just had some stuff to get done this morning. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. I appreciate everybody hopping on. I appreciate the fuck out of everybody hopping on. And Startup Beef should be hilarious. And enough people are engaged in this. Like, I've gotten a lot of comments. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice. So hopefully we'll do this. Roast all the ads you come across. My kids do, especially YouTube ads. The targeting you so often you can't opt out. Yes! Casey! Or Cassie, I think it's Cassie. Cassie or Casey, dude, absolutely, 100%. I'm glad. Okay, people seem to like this. I'm totally going to do this. I'm going to do Startup Beef. I have so many series now. It's like 5 different series that I'm starting, and some of them have not caught traction yet, but I'm hoping they will. I have Startup Ideas Suck. That's got traction. Everybody really likes that. Startup Case Study. That's doing okay. I need to get better at that. Tech Picks. People seem to like Tech Picks. Every week that I like talk about tools that I'm using. There was another one, Help Max, because I need help very often. And now it's going to be fucking Startup Beef. Hashtag Startup Beef. I initially was going to call it hashtag Startup Roast. Apparently that's already a thing. Somebody already uses that hashtag. I don't want to interrupt their content because they're killing it. But Startup Beef sounds fun. Startup Beef is fun. But yeah, cool. Awesome. I appreciate everybody hopping on. Sorry I gave you the wrong kind of thing, Paul. I'll make sure to do the calendar invites appropriately from now on. So yeah, that should be in the newsletter. If you're curious, no pressure again. But if you want to like get updates on live streams, there is a free subscription of of like my newsletter, EntrepreNerd.substack.com. Check it out. Would love to see you there. And here I can actually. I think everybody's already on it, but everybody that's on the stream right now. But if you're interested, go to that web URL. I'll link that to something that's a lot easier later. But yeah, it means a lot. And like on there's a free tier. Even if you're a free subscription, you get weekly updates about like, this is what we did last stream. This is what we're going to be doing the next stream. And you get invites, and you get like a little bit of description and a little bit of detail. Yeah, and occasionally you'll also get free like premium newsletters. I publish one thing every week. I publish a premium newsletter every week, and you'll occasionally get like one every month. Just I'll open one of them up, and so those are usually like pretty deep, detailed descriptions on like what I'm learning that week. So, interested? EntrepreNerd.substack.com. I'll be launching that later though. Don't worry about it. But if you wanted to be notified on LinkedIn or anything like that, hit me up. Happy to add you. I already have like 50 people that are subscribed on LinkedIn, invites specifically. So yeah. I appreciate everybody. You're awesome. If you have any advice for me on this, or you would be down to help me with this launch, I would fucking love you. Oh my god. So let me know. But other than that, probably if you're supportive of this stuff, you'll be getting tagged and you'll be getting messaged, right? To promote this kind of thing. So it means a lot. Love all of you. Check out Lacey. Check out Lacey Abachi. She's cool. She's super cool. I love her. She's a queen at LinkedIn, and she thinks this is cool. So fuck it. We're gonna do it. But cool. Awesome. I love everybody. I'll see y'all later. This is a short episode. I'm sorry this is a little bit short. I hope you all have a good week, though. We're going to be doing these. This is going to be a consistent time. Noon to 1:30 Eastern time, New York time, whatever you want to call it. If it doesn't end up working and it turns out 1 p.m. or 1:30 or something like that is better, let me know. But I would love feedback on this because I'm still trying to figure out the time. But yeah, cool. Lit. I'll see y'all later. Have a great day. Let's build some cool stuff.